because despite the lessons we go through, there are some things that sometimes you have to just look out for them in the market and make your move. And it's not everything I will teach you in the market, aside the major things that you need to know. Okay, the major things that you need to know, I've taught you those things. So now you have to develop those things into a trading lifestyle where you'll be able to what? To think for yourself in the market, or as to how the market can behave. All right. So today I took some few trades. Okay, the first one being here. Okay, this area here on Euro USD. um I'll quickly break it down, and then we will see why I took those that trade, and then also why I took this trade here. All right. So today I combined trade time frames because I mostly dealt with session liquidity today. So I use trade time frames. That is 15 minutes, and then 5 minutes and 1 minute to refine my zones. Okay. All right. So here, let's look at this. So this one is just showing you how you can trade this session liquidity. We've done that, but then I just want to show you how I took a trade today based on that uh, particular topic. Okay. All right. And most of my entries are risk entry. Okay, they are risk odd entries. So if you see me saying I take a trade here and don't see some of the things that you are supposed to see, you shouldn't be surprised, because I told you you can make risk entries, but you should know why you are making them. All right, so let's quickly break this down. So as usual, yesterday I told you we were on a downtrend on Euro USD. That was why I sold here and I break this trade down using order flow. Okay, so today I'm using session liquidity to trade. Today is Wednesday, my favorite day. So let's see. Please, I hope you can all see my screen. If you can see my screen, type yes in the group. If you can see my screen, type yes in the group. Type yes in the Telegram group if you can see my screen, so that I know you all can see my screen. Okay, okay, great, great. All right. So now here yesterday in the evening, I realized that we had a liquidity sweep over here on this guy. That is where the news came down to, and then we formed this um order block over here. All right. So the reason why I was looking over here was the sweep of the liquidity and then the indecision candle that was formed here. So I began looking at that area, but not to take trade from there immediately. The reason being that this was around the close of the market, the entire market. We are about to go into the opening session of the market. So I was just looking at what possibly can happen, and I mark this zone with the sense that if market takes out the high over here and reverses back into this area, giving me inducement, then I can make a trade on the lower time frame. That is, of course, on 1 minute or 5 minutes. But then market never took out this, so I was patient since market gave me a low. Okay, on the medium time, it gave me a short term minor bullish move, but then in the longer term, it never took this high. It printed another low, so I had to wait patiently for the market. Then it reverses back into this OB, but still I was not looking to just make an entry then, because by then Asian session began. Okay, so I was looking to trade based on the liquidity, either the daily liquidity or the session liquidity, and you can see where the previous day's low was not swept yet. So I was looking for that to happen before I make my trade or I take my trade. So that was what I was waiting for in this case. All right. So what did I do? I marked this Asian low this morning, and then landing never took the low of the Asian session. It rather ranged. So I marked the low of landing session, also waiting patiently. Then later on, I realized market sweep both landing low and Asian low. So I begin to what? Move down to 5 minutes because it is session liquidity. I went down to 5 minutes to use 5 minutes as my higher time frame mode. All right. So on the 5 minutes, I realized that market swept this equal low over here, and then market gave me this single candle order block. All right, I didn't wait for market to close anymore because already market previously tapped into this OB. Okay, and now market has swept both landing low and Asian low. So all I was looking is to take the risk, but after taking the risk, I use a proper stop loss by putting my stop loss below this OB. Okay, in case market decide that it wants to sweep that OB before uh, proceeding to the buy side. Okay, because I was still expecting price. The reason why I'm looking for temporal or short term buy before market continue to sell in the general trend is there is still an imbalance at the top here that has not been filled. So I'm expecting market to fill this imbalance. All this area has been what? Has been filled. So I was expecting price to fill this imbalance. All right. So that is my final target. I took partial here. I took partial at my previous sell, and then I took partial also here because if you remember yesterday I spoke about this zone and you can see market reacted when it got them. But I took this second entry because this order flow was flipped. All right, it was flipped, which tell me that there is a displacement, okay, in the market, or there is a market shift at that moment. So I went in for this OB that is on 5 minutes, okay, and then I refined it on the 1 minute. So we'll go there. So this is the 5 minute OB. Let me increase this so that you guys can see. All right, this is my 5 minute OB, okay, because that was what took out the liquidity. Then the refined area here is my 1 minute OB that I took the actual trade entry from. All right, already I took partial on this guy here, okay, and I put my stop loss at break even here already. So even if market decide to reverse down into here, there is news coming up. It's not yet time. There is news coming up. Okay, so by then, even if news come, I'm at break even. So even if it takes me out, I don't care. I've already taken partial. But this is my final target. If the news is positive on USD, then let me see if it is a high impact. Yeah, that is a high impact news. But I don't know how it's going to affect this if you compare it to the one we had yesterday. So it could affect it massively or moderate. Okay, but with market, for instance, there is a double equal lows here. This is liquidity. If the forecast is negative or against USD, then there could be a sweep of liquidity, tap into zone, and then we fly up. But if it is positive, then market could fill the imbalance above or take out liquidity above and look for a zone, tap into it, and then we will fall. Okay, and then market will fall. So these are scenarios you'll be looking out for during the news. But I'm not bothered about that because I'm done trading and I'm just holding my trades. This trade here, for instance, the SL is currently here. So even if there is any massive reversal, I'll still be stopped in what? In profit. All right, so on 5 minutes, I was looking for this sweep. Then I picked my what? My direct entry over here. So as you can see, it was a direct entry. You see that I didn't wait for any chalk or anything. I just went in straight up, okay, and I risk less. So I think this was 1:9 or so. Yeah, 1:9. So now this is our 5 minute zone. Let's go down to the 1 minute. So I'll break this one down on the 1 minute. So this one, I've explained how I look at the area here and why I took this trade. Okay. Then so is that something who is that? Some please all of you should mute yourselves for me. Okay. So what happened is I went down to 1 minute. Okay. I went down to 1 minute time frame. And as you can see, I refined this zone, which means that I need, you see, this is not a sweep. So I need what? I need an inducement, and this is serving as an inducement for this zone, not for the entire zone, but for this inner zone. This guy serves as what? As inducement, and already we can see price tap in first. So this is where we tapped in, then price came deeper. I'm not looking for any how do we call it, any other this thing, because I'm looking to risk least, okay, small. These days I look at what is happening at a certain point in time in the market, and then I follow the what, the flow of what, of the market, how other flow is taking place. That is what I use, or that is what I deal with in the market, so that um when I'm risking, I can risk less and still be able to what, to maximize my profit. So yeah, I'll not be surprised to see market feel all this imbalance, take out this liquidity, and then we go back up. That's why I'm saying it depends on how the news is going to what is going to take place. All right. So here somebody too might be looking out for what, single candle order block, and this inducement here for market to reverse back here before they take their entry. Fine. That is another perfect way. Okay. It's very correct. You are very correct on that. Okay. That is the second this thing. Okay. Second entry model. Then also, this is my first entry risk method, because I refined this zone. I spoke about this yesterday. That when you have a refinement on the lower time frame, you can take your direct hot entry. But if you don't get that, then you have to wait for price to tap back into this. Already price tap into this in the 1 minute, took out this guy. So we have our hot change of character over here. We have, sorry, excuse me, this is not a proper inducement because of this. This is the main candle. So let's see somewhere here if we have a proper inducement, a proper pullback. Okay, yeah. So here, this was our inducement over here. Okay, over there. That becomes our inducement. So as price takes this inducement, you begin to look for what? Your decisional OB and co. But for me, the extreme OB is the best for you to take over here around this area. Price feels the imbalance, tap into what? That extreme OB here, and then you can buy. But if the news, as I said, if the news is positive, then the probability that price will just walk straight into this through this guy is what, is high for us to continue with what our sell is high. But let's see how price plays out. Sorry. So let's see how price plays out on this particular hot asset during the news. Oh, all right. Okay, so this was what I did today. Today, which is Wednesday, is my favorite day among all the trading days because that is when I have enough data in the market after market opens on Sunday evening, Monday, Tuesday. I get enough data to deal with. So Wednesdays are the days I take my biggest trades. Okay, and as you can see, this is one of the huge trades I have taken so far this week in terms of distance. Okay, but in terms of pips, it's not. But in terms of distance, all right. So if there is any question, somebody wants to ask a question, you can unmute yourself and then you can ask your question. We have like 5 minutes for questions. If you have question, just raise your hand and you can ask your question. Okay, so I think there is no question. So we will end this afternoon session here and we will meet again some other time. Stay blessed, everybody.